Alright, welcome back to my channel. SF Driver here. Charging my car. Taking a last glance at Ford Mach E right here. It's my last day working with the Fords because I am returning her tomorrow. Alright, there she is. Do a little walk around. Had her for almost 4 months, and I called Ford Drive yesterday to schedule a time to return her next week because it's coming up on my 16th week. And the person I spoke with said, I could return her this week if I wanted to. But I said, I don't want to get penalized for returning the car early. And she was like, no, that's not going to happen. I could return her. And, I bought an EV. I bought an EV, so, I don't need the car. I chose not to buy a Mach E. I had my reasons for not buying a Mach E. Okay. I bought a Hyundai Ioniq 5 in gold. It's called, what is the official name of that? Gravity Gold in matte gravity gold. Man, she's a beauty. Because it's an SEL trim, which is their mid-tier for Hyundai, and it's just a more refined car, especially compared to the Mustang's Blue Cruise feature. That lane keep assist when driving in the freeway is much better in the Hyundai, much better. And the interior is much better in the Hyundai as well. Here she is. Even installed that little lamp there, that beacon that Uber gave me. Yeah, I've had 14,000 miles on this car. I put 14,000 miles on it. Just went over 14,000 miles today. Okay. Let's go around. Okay. Tonight I'm gonna remove my floor mats and reinstall the carpet mats that came with the car. Maybe I can repurpose this, or maybe I can make it fit into the Hyundai. I'm not sure, maybe cut around it a little bit, remove some of the plastic, make it fit, because it's a shame that I won't be able to use these all-weather mats, but I'm gonna see if it'll fit. I don't want it to look like it's half-ass on the Hyundai. I mean, I'll buy something specifically for the Hyundai if I have to, if I can't make it fit. Okay. This is the Mach E, pretty much saying my goodbyes. The interior, kept it clean, maintained it. Okay, we're in the interior. Let's get inside here. One of the reasons I decided not to get my own Ford Mach E was because they're a little bit pricey. I mean, this is the select trim, the base trim, and as you can see, I mean, it's the infotainment system's right here. All the controls are right here, and you know what I comparing it to Hyundai, it's not at the same level. Okay, I mean, Hyundai, it's just, I don't think of it as a spectacular car, but their Ioniq has a lot of technology that's superior than the Ford Mach E here, like especially the Blue Cruise, where you're driving on the highway. You'll pretty much set it on cruise control, okay, which is right here, and this is the adaptive cruise control, where it has your spacing with the car in front of you, and this is the lane keep assist, where it'll stay in your own lane. So with Blue Cruise, you can have hands-free driving for a while, for a few minutes. But it's not perfect because even in the Bay Area, when you're in the highway, the Blue Cruise will just disappear and you'll just have the basic lane keep assist, and it's not perfect. It'll beep. It'll always make these buzzing sounds. Hey, put your hand here. I have to keep moving my hands, and it's not a perfect technology. I drove home with the Hyundai Ioniq 5 last night, and I tell you what, I mean, I pretty much could have kept my hands off the steering wheel the entire drive home, but it held onto the road much better, and the lane centering was much better on the Hyundai. Not perfect. There were some times where I caught it driving over the paint, but very briefly. Compared to the Ford Mach E, I think that was a superior technology. But aside from that, the finish on the interior was more. It felt more premium on the Hyundai. I gotta do a video on the interior for that car. Okay, but where the Hyundai lacks is the space. This Ford is definitely more roomy. From side to side, the width of the car, there's a few inches there. And there seems to be a little bit more legroom as well. Okay, trunk space is about the same, from the back. So, but yeah, this is my saying goodbye to the Ford. And also, it's simple stuff, but the outlets, the accessory plugs, there's not a lot on the Ford Mach E. I'm not sure why Ford did that. There's only two right there. You have the USB-C and the old USB-A. That is it. And then I would have to go here, all right, which is a cigarette plug adapter, accessory port. That is it. And at least with this one, I have two. And look, I have a third one right here that I have to swap out because I don't have enough plugs in the front of the car. Okay. So that's one thing that's lacking. The Ioniq, I mean, it has a bunch. I mean, I'm talking about there's like two right there, two more here. There's some in the back, and also here we do have two ports here, all USB-A and USB-C. But the Ioniq definitely has a lot more. The only thing with the Ioniq is it doesn't have wireless connectivity to the infotainment system. It is wired. So if I wanted Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, it has to be wired. Okay, but with the Hyundai, it seems more spacious here because this is open. I do have a console here, but it just seems to be, with the design, it's more open. Okay, and also that car comes with the Hyundai Ioniq. Another the incentives at the dealership, they discounted $7,500 off the MSRP because the car doesn't qualify for the federal tax credits. So Hyundai, from what I'm reading, they're struggling to make sales with those cars. They're struggling to sell them because they don't qualify for the federal tax credit. So Hyundai Motors, as a company, provides a rebate to buyers like myself, which is $7,500, which is equivalent to the federal tax credit. So that pretty much brought down the MSRP from a little over $53,000 minus $7,500. It brought it down to like $46,000. All right. Then you add your taxes, tags, destination. Now destination was it was lower compared to like Ford, where Ford could be $1,800. The Hyundai was like in the $1,200 range. So that is a little bit lower. So, I just went with the Hyundai. And also, they have 2 years of free complimentary charging with Electrify America. 2 years compared to Ford having, 0. So that really was a deciding factor. With the incentives I'm $7,500 off plus 2 years free charging. I do like the looks of the car. The technology behind it seems to be better than the Fords. You know, Tesla, from what I read, never driven a Tesla. Their autopilot feature, you have the standard autopilot, then you have the upgraded autopilot, then you have the full self-driving mode. Okay, the upgraded autopilot with Tesla is pretty much is the benchmark. Okay, the Ford is below that. And then when I really got to drive the Hyundai, now I test drove the Ioniq 6, which is the sedan, and the Ioniq 5. I mean, I could have went with either or, but the Ioniq 5 was definitely more spacious. It's a crossover similar to this, a little bit smaller than the Mach E, but the trunk space was on point. It has like 21 cubic feet of cargo space, 22 cubic feet of cargo space for the Ioniq 5, 11 cubic feet for the Ioniq 6. I'm like, you know, that the trunk space is really necessities, especially for rideshare. When, you know, we have luggages that we take, so I went with that. And styling wise, it kind of grew on me. The color, I wasn't looking for that color at first. I wanted blue because my Mach E is blue. My previous SUV was blue. I had a Porsche Macan that was blue, similar shade of blue as this Grabber blue with the Mach E. So I wanted the lucid blue for the Ioniq 5, but they didn't have that in stock. It wasn't ready. And they said they have a gravity gold in matte finish. I'm like, you know, but I was like, you know what? I'm not too particular in the color. However, I needed a black interior because, you know, the lighter colors are harder to clean. So I wanted it black, you know, and, you know, it's easier to clean. And I like the darker colors anyway. So went with that car. And that car is nice and sweet. So I need to actually get that inspected to get it on the road for Uber and Lyft. So I'm going to do that pretty soon. I'm going to do that tonight. So I'm going to give this car back tomorrow morning. So I won't have I have my BMW that I could use in the meantime, but I need to get that car on the road. Okay. But yeah, that's my update, you know. Kind of shedding a tear. Had this car for 4 months. Put 14,000 miles on it. I'm going to add a little bit more miles this evening. But yeah, you know, this is a goodbye for 40, you know. And you know, interesting thing about Ford Drive, I'll give to Ford Drive. They on the phone when I was gonna return the car, she offered to say, hey, you know, if I keep the car, you know, they'll give me 20% off if I want to keep her. 20%. I was like, wow, that's very generous, you know. But unfortunately, we took another car. We, you know, have an EV coming in. I'm gonna pick her up that evening, that afternoon, and I'm like, I can't have both. So that's where we are. And also I got an email from Ford Drive for those people that are interested. It's not a personal email for me, but Ford Drive is rolling out a new plan. So it's $199 a week, but you're at 500 miles per week. $199, 500 miles a week. If you go over the miles, it's 20 cents a mile. Okay, that's how it works. $199 a week, and they'll give you 500 miles. I am at the next plan above that, which is $249 a week for 1,000 miles. And if I go over 1,000 miles, it's 20 cents a mile. I've only gone over 1,000 miles a few times. 2 of those weeks, I took the car on vacation on 2 of those weeks. And then actually, I think it's only really 1 week where I went over 1,000 miles without, you know, just all, you know, working. Just went over a few, went like maybe 40 miles over. So I've been able to keep the car under 1,000 miles a week most weeks. And some of those weeks I'm putting only around 30 hours a week. But other times I'm strategizing because in my market, I know when I'm close to, like, let's say I have 700 miles already for the week, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll just stay inside San Francisco. and I won't put a lot of miles on the car. So that was my strategy. But now, got an email today that Ford Drive is now, they're coming out with unlimited miles for $299. Okay, $299 unlimited miles. You can put as many miles as you want on that car. And I was like, wow, man, if they did that maybe 2-3 days ago, it may have changed my mind about getting my own car. But I think it's all going to work out, because that car, I think, has better features, and that 2 years, I'll get some of the money back, because 2 years of complimentary charging with Electrify. So that's how I'm gonna do that, and offset my costs. But for those that doesn't want to commit to buying their own car, I think that's a great value with Ford Drive. It's really a great value, especially that unlimited plan, because all these haters were like, I put 500 miles a day, 300 miles a day, 1,000 miles. They'll do that in 3 days. And that's the negativity that's out there. I mean, in some markets, like especially the Southern California market, because Ford Drive is it's still only available in California. They rolled out in San Diego last year, and in June they opened up in Los Angeles and San Francisco. So really, there's only 3 markets in California. But I can understand that in Southern California, I mean, they're wide open. They can do 2,000 miles a week, 400 miles a day. Even in the Bay Area, you can do some 300-mile days. If I'm not strategized, where I'm not going to take this trip. I had one to Lathrop earlier that came up. It was very tempting. I'm trying to avoid East Bay. I almost took it. It was a good payout, $68, 60 some miles to go to Lathrop. That's towards Stockton in the valley here. We call it East Bay. But I was at like 40% state of charge. I'm like, that's pushing it, and I'm not sure what the charging situation is out there, so I didn't take it. But yeah, for those people that will just drive east to west, north to south here, I mean, they can accrue some miles. But unlimited miles is now available with Ford Drive. So people that are looking to get into an EV, that is a great choice that they came out with unlimited miles. Now with Ford Drive, just remember, you provide your own insurance, and insurance rates is really dependent on the driver and your zip code where you live. So keep that in mind. Okay. All right. Saying goodbye to my Ford here. Okay. All right.